Hey friends, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm here with a layout using some older supplies from my stash. This is the Simple Stories Whatever collection, and it's one of those simple sets that they put out every year. This is actually from 2016, but there's only 6 double-sided papers and a sticker sheet. And I thought it was so funny. I remember getting this. I used to be on the design team a few years ago, and this was just one of the collections that I was sent, and I never got around to using it. And I don't know why. It's so cute. I love all of the bright colors and the black and white, and the sentiments are hilarious. I mean, I can't even, nope, not today, whatever, no, that kind of stuff. And I think it's so funny. And I had the perfect picture. Look at this picture of my child. Yeah, she looks drunk. This looks like a mugshot, but she had just got finished pitching herself a monster temper tantrum, the kind where the kid buries their head on the couch underneath blankets and pillows and screams, and there's snot and tears flying everywhere. She did that for like half an hour, and when she finally pulled her head out of the couch, her hair was all over the place. And I said, I just have got to get a picture of this. And she was not smiling, she was not cooperating, which makes it even funnier because, yeah. Anyway, you get the drift of the picture. And so I thought that was perfect for this collection. So I gessoed up some white cardstock, and then I just went to tearing up paper. I don't know what my problem was, but I wanted to use up pattern paper. A lot of times when I get to going on a layout, I either use so much of a mixed media background, or I use cut files, which I love, don't get me wrong. But then I look at the layout when it's finished, and I'm thinking I hardly even used any paper. So I wanted to make a goal to at least use some big chunks of pattern paper on this. And I tried to limit myself to just using these 6 double-sided papers. There's actually 2 of each. So I have 12 papers, but there's only 6 patterns. So I challenged myself to just use the papers and the stickers. So I start to fussy cut out some of these watercolor looking circles, and I just don't even like this. I don't know what is going on here, but I don't like all of that black in the background. And I printed my picture in black and white because it was at night and it was in the kitchen, and you could see half of it's really dark, and she was wearing, I think, a light yellow shirt standing in front of one of our cabinets that's brown. So it was just not a very pretty colored photo, and the colors in the picture really didn't mean anything. And so I thought I'll just make this black and white, and it would go great with this collection because there's black and white included in it. So I just start to add some layers behind the picture, and then start to kind of play around with all of these paper layers. I wanted to use lots of color, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. So I just I rip and tear so much paper, but that's okay because I don't think I would use any of these as an actual full-size background. So I go back to this striped paper and then finally kind of get an idea. I'm going to cut out the colored stripes here and kind of create a rainbow behind some of this torn paper. And I'm going to wind up changing the torn paper also because it's just too much black. I love that paper, but that big chunk of it is just too much. So I'm going to glue down or tape down these paper strips in sort of rainbow colors. And I don't even use a cut file on this. I know I tend to use cut files a lot, but I actually get a lot of requests to make layouts without cut files. And so this is one of those layouts. But once I got my idea going, it sort of started to flow. So I kind of wanted this striped rainbow kind of peeking from behind this big chunk of paper, but I'm going to change it to the black and white check paper. Just wasn't jiving for me, so I'm going to go with this paper. It's a little bit lighter, but it still has the black and white elements on it. And I was just in the mood to tear paper. So this is kind of what I was going for. So I'm going to continue to ruffle up the edges and make it kind of messy and torn, and then let those stripes sort of peek out up from the top of it like that. So I'm still using, a good amount of pattern paper, but I still have lots of room left for embellishments and mixed media. So I'm going to use a couple of those little cut apart pieces as layers behind the picture, and I don't want the picture right in the middle. Since the paper, the black and white paper, is kind of torn right there, you see where that little piece is folded up and it's making a little V. I want my picture kind of underneath that area. And I'm going to soften up some of the background where the photo is going to go, so I'm just using some white gesso for that, but I don't want to completely block out everything. You can kind of see it here. So here's what I'm going to do. This was kind of bold, but I love how it turned out. In one of my previous videos, I did this on one of my Paige Evans layouts, where I just took these Distress Oxide pads and just smudged streaks, and I did it in a vertical design last time, but I was trying to mimic the stripes in the top, and so I just took Abandoned Coral, I think Worn Lipstick, gosh, I can't remember the other two colors, and just sort of tried to create that again, and then spritzed it with some water. And then I thought, what would happen if I just took my little acrylic block here and tried to blend it a little bit? I didn't want the colors to blend together because it would get kind of muddy, and I just didn't want to, I wanted the stripes to look like stripes. But I still wanted it to look kind of messy and slightly blended. So this worked out really well, and I love how this turned out. I can't believe the colors matched so well. Let me look and see what the other colors were I used. The top color was Abandoned Coral, and then I used Worn Lipstick, and then I used the yellow color is Fossilized Amber, and then I believe Peacock Feathers. But yeah, it matched so great, and I love how that turned out. I did go over a little bit with some white gesso to soften it up, and then I let it dry, and then I went crazy on my sewing machine. Black thread. I did some straight stitching up on those stripes at the top, and then just some messy back and forth on the bottom, and I love how that looks. It's messy and crazy, just like her hair. Her hair's messy and crazy anyway, but on this day, it literally was so frizzy and so stuck out there that you couldn't help but laugh. But she was not happy. But that makes it even funnier because, yeah, I guess you just had to be there. So now I kind of know what's going to happen. I'm going to continue to build the layers behind the photo and go ahead and get that glued down. And I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive foam behind the picture. And I'm just using some bits and pieces that I have laying around on my desk to kind of fit that. And then for a lot of the embellishments, I wanted to do some fussy cutting. There's so many cute sayings on this cut apart pattern paper that I wanted to use. And I'm going to definitely use this circle here that says don't care. And then I'm going to fussy cut out nope, not today. Because yeah, she wasn't feeling it. But that's what happens when you have a mamarazzi for a mother. She's going to take your picture whether you're in a good mood or not. So you might as well just deal with it and let her take the picture. I know all of you scrapbookers out there know what I'm talking about. Got to document all of the emotions that our children go through. I used up a whole spool of thread. Did you see that? My black thread is empty, at least one of them. I have a spare. I always have black and white on hand. I'm going to add a little bit of thread to both sides of the picture and then start to come in with all of these words. And I knew right away that I was going to use whatever as the title. And so I'm just going to use that underneath there. And I love that pop of that bold black. This sticker says, don't even ask. And then there are some floral elements on the sticker sheet, and I wanted some color over there on the right, so I am going to use a little bit of flowers. Even though this isn't a happy layout, it's still funny. And so I thought, why not use some of the flowers? They match, they're there, they go with everything, and they look cute on the right, so we're going to use some. This sticker says hashtag, no. Because I was like, Paige, smile, smile, even though I knew she wouldn't. And of course she didn't. She just gave me this look like, get out of my face. So this was the perfect collection. I'm just adding in some heart stickers. I didn't want to cover up all of the sewing, but I did want to continue with sentiments. I wanted to use up several little phrases, whether they were stickers or fussy cut. that one at the top says, how about no? Here I'm going to use those little fussy cut watercolor circles that I use down there on the bottom right. And then I found these black die cuts. I believe those are from a Just Nick Studio floral die cut. I couldn't tell you which one. They've been on my desk in my little scrap bin, but they are black and they go well with this layout. And I'm going to tuck those in kind of over on the right, and then some of the little flower sprigs that I cut off, or leaf sprigs, over on the left. And that's just a little cluster over there underneath the Don't Even Ask sticker. I put another sticker that says, I can't read it from here. And then this is just a sad face, because she was sad. Definitely sad. And then I'm going to just start to glue it all down. This actually came together kind of quickly. I find that when I limit myself to certain products and I don't have a ton of things out on my desk, that it comes together a little bit quicker. And so I thought, you know, I'm only going to try to use these 6 papers and the stickers and see if I can do it. I did add a little piece of foam behind that sticker up at the top because it was kind of flimsy and I wanted to make sure it was able to be read and not fall off because it wasn't sticking very well. More glue, just making sure everything's glued down. And then I'm going to come in with some black splatters, and this is a Shimmers. It's your basic black ink. It's a coloring, so there's no shimmer to it, but it's called Night Moves. It's perfect for those black splatters that we all love. And then I do use this. This is from the Crate Paper Good Vibes collection, and it's the little stamps. And there were just some stamps in it that were perfect. One of them says, seriously, and then there's another one that says mood with the colon, and so I'm going to add that. And then there's another one that says literally. I can't remember, I can't read from here what the little sticker over on the bottom right says. It says something along the lines of, I can't even, or not today, something like that. So I did break my rule. I did use something that wasn't in the collection, but for the most part, I used everything from the collection. I'm going to add my journaling right down here in the middle bottom because I couldn't really figure out where else to put it, and I definitely wanted to document why this child looks like she is in a drunken mugshot. Yeah. Silly kid. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up. Here comes the final layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun to make. It makes me laugh just looking at it because she's usually a happy kid, but you know, sometimes they just go through temper tantrums and you have to just deal with it. But anyway, I love the stitching detail. It really creates a lot of texture and interest. There it is, literally, like why. I knew it. I couldn't remember what it said. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.